I've checked the numbers, and when I hit live, it's pretty good. It's almost on point. So we're live.
Oh, there we go.
All right. We don't have to wait too much anymore.
Before you were going to hit the buttons.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the Mid-Geek Crisis, episode 70. Ready to kick this off proper? That room is. Are you sitting on the toilet now at this point? We now live. This is my home. I live in this room.
This is actually a green screen. I got to be careful how I move. I'm actually reporting from my bunker deep in the mountains.
Deep in the mountains
location.
Dear God. You know what? You can say that laughing and with a straight face, and I'd believe you.
That's right.
Oh, look at that! Look at we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted? Let's take a look here, or remove the destination and rebroadcast it to add it. Let's.
Welcome to
you're
the
live. It says we're good.
IT group. Let's go.
There we go. It's back up. All right, fair enough. We're going live with our intro. Whoop whoop! All right.
Just wondering how devoted to the show can I be playing?
I know, right? I should kick off and put it in and then throw it up on the stream. I totally should do that. Totally.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me. I don't. Maybe I'll just join one of your games while you're streaming Animal Crossing.
That would be great. You could hop on and then we just play and whose island are we messing with?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yours, right? Yours. You've got all your villagers are face down in a puddle now, right?
Everyone is
just sitting there with a shovel.
We are on a grid network. Hey, Kendo.
What's going on, guys?
I paid my daughter in chocolate to cut down all the trees. We're good to go here. This is...
You and I probably have very different islands.
We are talking about Animal Crossing. Thanks for joining, everybody.
I think it's the game we needed right now, right? We could kick that off immediately with the Animal Crossing talk because it's the game that is. It feels good. It feels good. It's
it just gives us a measure of control in a world that has seemingly spun out of control, right?
Out of freaking control. So let's do a little update. How's your city of Syracuse? What's going on there? What are the ordinances?
We got snow, so I guess some things stay the same. I woke up this morning and I'm groggy. I get in the shower. I come out of the shower and I look out the window. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would it snow in March? Things had gone so crazy in the last couple weeks that I forgot that Syracuse still gets snow all the way to April. I think everyone had forgotten. Everyone woke up that morning what? This has been the longest 3 months in the history of time. I completely
Mark,
Kendall, I'm with you. Animal Crossing is a real lifesaver right now. Sadly, you know what? On my island, no snow, even though Syracuse still gets snow.
I know, right? It's showing spring and flowers and butterflies, and you look outside and did I choose the wrong hemisphere when I started the game?
So went out there, shoveled. Yeah, and it's been no snow since mid-February, so we've had no snow up here.
So it's snow. Are y'all on stay-at-home ordinance?
Yep. We're on social isolation or home sequestering, whatever we want to call it, whatever the latest. Thanks, Courtney. We've been locked in the house for 2 weeks now. I know you've had 3 because you had spring break, and then
we had. Right? It was
because your spring break. My spring break isn't for another week or so. So it's it's right before Easter, the week of spring break for us. So that week is coming up, and then we're going to do it again. Yeah. The government says I'm essential too, even though I've been told to work from home because I'm home office essential, right?
I'm considered essential because I work for the banking and money industry. So I actually they gave us a PDF that we can download and print out and keep in our car if we need to go to the office, which we don't. They told us not to, but if you needed to for some reason, we have it. So
it's amazing. My brother who actually lives in New York City got one of those letters as well. It's kind of a very formal essential employee of the city kind of thing. So
so you print it out and oh man, weird world. So let's talk about that real quick. So brother V friend of the show and family member of the show.
Yeah,
he lives in New York City. How's that
Yeah.
going? Because I think no city is more affected than
I mean,
NYC.
my brother's like me. We didn't fall that far from the tree, right? So I asked him how he's doing. He's like, well, I've got a pit bull and a gun, so I'm doing all right.
I love it that he's out Texasing the Texan. I love it. Saying, I got a pit bull and a gun. What do you want?
So I'm doing all right. He's got Lego. Yeah, he's got Lego. He still has an Xbox connection. He's still working, right? And on top of that, his rent's still due. He still has to pay his bills. So like nothing in his world has changed except there are less people out on the street, right? Which is a weird thing to wrap your head around. Like I couldn't imagine getting up and going to work in New York City in the way things are, but he has to. He's got an essential job.
I'm imagining that scene in I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Where he walks out to like a busy street and there's no one there, and it's like he just running down the street. Or
I keep thinking about London in 28 Days Later. I don't know if folks remember that film. Yeah, right? I keep thinking about like waking up in that hospital room and then going outside and being like, what in the world?
That's interesting you said, because I went out this past Sunday. I had to go do a refill on some provisions and hit the grocery store, but I hadn't gone out all week.
Mm-hmm.
The car had moved all week. So I got in the car and I drove out, and I hopped on the freeway and there was like 4 cars all the way to the exit. Then I got off, and
your exit was like an hour and a half away because it's Texas.
It's 35 minutes away. 35 minutes away, and that's where our Trader Joe's is. It's 30 minutes away. It's 28 minutes actually, but anywho, semantics. I hop on, and there was like 4 or 5 cars. I get on my exit, and then I pull into like the shopping center where it's at, and they've got all these big stores, right? Old Navy, TGIF, Barnes and Noble, all this kind of stuff is all on here. All of them, it's completely empty, and it's a Sunday.
They're all completely empty, despite the fact that you got like 7 emails from each of them about how they're handling the COVID crisis. Can we just like I appreciate the Christmas emails from Barnes and Noble. Thank you. I appreciate the deal specials from Target. Thank you. But like honestly, like I did not need to know Target's response to this. I mean that, like, you know how that joke is like, this could have been an email, this meeting could have been email. I mean, like Target, that could have been a tweet. Like I could have been a tweet for your workers.
That's also funny. I mean, we're all going to be talking about a lot of how this is affecting, us as geeks and in general. Just a lot of us are introverts already, but when you're forced to stay home,
it's different, man. It's different.
It's like you're told you have to stay home. Then all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to do what you tell me to. Like I want to go out.
Yeah, exactly. Or it turns out that this length of time with the stress is too much, right? Like I can stay at home for 3 weeks without the stress of it.
Thank you, how it goes. Sakurai, for bringing that up. That's exactly what I want to talk about. So GameStop was one of the last bastions, I want to say. They really wanted to make themselves as being essential. And
gotta sell my used games, bro.
They sent out that email to everybody going, oh, we're going to take care of everybody. And then the internal memos started popping up, which I'm like, who didn't know that those were going to get leaked? And they were pretty much telling their employees, you cannot miss a shift. You have to be in the store.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. We're going to do midnight release for Animal Crossing. And people were like, our city ordinances say we can't have more than 10 people. And you're releasing one of the biggest games of the year. We can't do that. Like, what are you doing? So immediately that got reported on Kotaku. Kotaku attacked GameStop, and GameStop immediately pulled and said they pulled their midnight release. And then Nintendo started going, you can now pick up your game a day early, which is kind of an interesting thing.
GameStop's not coming back after this.
So yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that. I did buy something from GameStop this week. So they had a deal. They had a deal of the day. So let me talk about that weird infrastructureness.
Like the vulture of deals. Joe comes
vulture of deals, right? So they had a. I needed a new PlayStation camera. My camera had broken, and it's part of my VR setup so I needed to play for the kids, right? And so I didn't want to buy when I had been looking, and all of a sudden I saw deal of the day was $19.99. I was like, oh shit, it's 50% off. I'm like, let me do it. So I was like, let me do in-store pickup so I can just do their pickup thing. And it's in stock at all my stores, my local one. But then except my local one says I can't buy it there, but it's in stock, but I can't pick it up. And I call them, I'm like, hey, do you guys have this? And they're like, yeah, we have it, but for some reason our store isn't participating in the deal. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. And I ended up buying it at a store closer to the Trader Joe's. So I ended up picking it that way. The long story.
That's why you volunteered to go shopping.
Well, I had to do some errands, right?
For sure.
So I went and picked it up, and as I was, I knocked on the window, showed them my order. They're like, they checked me out, through lotion on their hands. She's like, when did you place this order? And I was like, Thursday, I think. And they're like, oh, good. I'm like, well, you guys yesterday just announced that you guys are closed and not doing cursive. Yeah, our entire system's broken. And I'm like, aren't you guys like the biggest game retailer? Like, yeah, we don't know. We don't understand. I don't get it either. So that's what I'm talking about is they're the biggest industry. Like they're the biggest store. They represent gaming. Like there's no gaming store. They're the biggest brick and mortar.
Who else was? Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But they're the biggest brick and mortar. They represent gaming, kind of like Toys R Us represented toys. They're gone. GameStop gone. They're going to be gone because they couldn't keep up with demand. I can't believe in this year, 2020, that they can't have their online and their in-store in sync enough that they can just go, oh, I want to buy. They don't use the same system. I'm like, why?
Because it's two. I mean, you've worked in IT, man. It's two systems bolted on. They had the old system.
Yeah.
Some hotshot came in and said we could do this, but we got to build a workaround.
Right.
And we'll just connect these two databases with some XML code. It'll be fine. And now it's not fine, and it breaks down, right? And yeah,
that's exactly Rolls. I got in the car and I sprayed down my bag. Like it's ridiculous, but I call it excessive. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm still not coughing, so I'm good.
I'm still not coughing.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So GameStop, will they recover from this? I don't know. But I picked up my second copy of Animal Crossing for my wife because she needed a copy.
And you got two Switches, or you swap out?
No. So again, Nintendo. Like we had this conversation about how they're like light years ahead in like certain technology, and then like 50 years behind everybody else, right? So in their infinite wisdom, they were like, "Oh, here's this Switch that's multiplayer, but you only get one island."
They're apparently getting like review bombed, right? Which is insane.
They were getting review bombed earlier about that multiplayer aspect. It's like, and it sucks being a second player in Animal Crossing. I believe that. So here's what happens if you don't know this.
Congrats, Courtney, for your first game ever. Well done. This is a good one to get into.
It's a great game. She's been loving it. She's loving the fishing, and she says it's calming and relaxing. And that's exactly what I wanted. I was like, gotta get her into it.
It's like goal oriented, and you can like complete a task and close with it feeling like you made progress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna present a counter argument to sucking on being player 2 in Animal Crossing. My daughter, I love her,
and this is the counterpoint. Good.
She loves this game, right? She saw me playing, and now she wants to play it every day. And with her being home, it's a nice break. That's not Sonic the Hedgehog, which frankly I'm tired of watching. So she plays it. She plays the hell out. She chases down fish. She loves catching bugs. She also loves tearing down trees. Right. So like my island becomes a desolate wasteland on one side. And
have you set limits?
So I told her don't cut down trees, and then she's like, "Daddy, I cut down 3 trees. You have to find them." Like this is the sort of game she plays, and I want to encourage her to do that. So as player 2, I find myself as the sort of ecological like repair person. I come on there, I dig up the stumps, I replant trees in those spots. So like I'm having fun enjoying her fun or undoing her destruction. Like I'm basically a parent where I'm coming in and I'm cleaning up her mess all the time, right? She's awful, kiddo. But this is part of the
But then she might ask later, she's like, I want fruit. And I'm like, you can't have it, kiddo. You cut all the trees down.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, now you have to get a ticket to go to another island. And that's basically her jam now, is going to go to other. She's awful. Like, wait, well, I wouldn't let her go to another person's like See, this is the obsessive compulsive behavior of everyone's personal island, right? But also like you have to I don't know, like there's also a different approach where you can sort of go with the flow of it, right? Like occasionally there's Hurricane Child that comes along, tears down half the trees, digs up half my plants, and I just have to repair it all, right? You just have to come back and sort of repair it all. And
are you not familiar with the natural disaster system of Animal Crossing?
I mean, like, I don't know. Are you not familiar with it?
Called My Second Player Kid.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally player 2.
It's player 2. So that's interesting because I on one hand I like that. I like how you're playing it because you're willing to let go of that. On the other hand, if I've already dumped, like I said, like 40 hours into my island. Sure. If I let my kid jump on it now, I'm like, you guys can't touch him. Yeah. So that's where I'm kind of like torn.
You've got to donate that fossil. What are you doing with the fossil? What are you doing with the fossil?
Sell it, Daddy. It got me 10,000.
I want to give it to that peacock as a gift. No, you don't give it to me. Let it go. Just
what's interesting is right after I got work, I jumped on a friend's island, and he has been like min-maxing the game, like way more than I have, like way further, like 3 days ahead. I don't even know, whatever.
Oh, he's time traveling.
Who knows? Who knows? But he's got like certain buildings that no one has, and he's got like tons of fruit on the floor, just like everywhere, because he's just like, all the trees are abundant. He's got all of them, and
the tree.
I'm looking at this, but at the same time, the island has got too much, and I was like, I gotta go. Like I can't handle it. Like, and that's where it goes. How you do your island versus mine. It's like I have my orchard. I keep my orchard in the back.
You built an orchard?
I've got an orchard. I got like my trees in the back. I got my coconuts on the front. I've got little tiki area. I've got flowers in front of my house. I've got, like I chill. We'll hop on stream maybe sometime this week, and you can hop on my island and take a look. And I've been very meticulous about my island. And I'm not saying that he's not, but everything it's the flow. And I really wish Nintendo had given me an option to give me a second island for my kids, so that they can go in, or maybe like snapshot my island so that my kids can go rampant, and then like I can revert back to like a point where nothing mattered. Like I didn't gain any money, I don't get anything. I just want to enjoy the island but not destroy it.
Oh, don't watch this if you're OCD. What are they gonna do? Move one thing?
Oh god. What is this? I've never even looked at that view.
That's the map view.
I always use the mini map.
Speaking of the museum, it's gorgeous.
It's amazing. So we just opened up today for the wife, for Courtney, and so she went in there. She's like, "This is beautiful." And at first she was like, "Is this donating worth it?" And I'm like, "You'll see." And they've got labs and giant.
Oh my god. We spent like 20 minutes looking for the snow butter, the sea butterflies, and then they had the beauty of like going in circles. It's beautiful. Oh, look, what is that? Just out there in the middle of nowhere? I love it. The museum is wholly flipped. That's exactly right, Sakari Place. It's really gorgeous. The butterfly area blew my mind.
Right.
The aquarium reminds me of like a real aquarium, even with the steps going up and being able to cut through big tanks and things like that.
So beautiful.
She wants a shark. Is there a shark in this game? Because we have to find her.
There is a shark.
Okay, all right. We got to.
There's a shark. The wife, Courtney, has picked up two oarfish. They're the giant long fish with like the snarly thing. She picked up two.
Only when it rains. Okay, good to know, Sylvie. Thank you. Pro tip.
You get sharks. Only there we go. Yeah, there we go. Pro tip. Thank you. Yeah. So the aquarium is fantastic. I'm loving the view. I'm loving the feel. They must have gone to like museums in New York and the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
the big aquarium.
It reminded me of the Baltimore one, that beautiful one in Baltimore. That beautiful aquarium in Baltimore. Yeah.
So a lot of good research. Good job, Nintendo. Like you look at it from the outside, you're like a little building, and then you go into it, you're like, what?
That's what my daughter. She was like, this is so much bigger on the inside. I'm like, kiddo, go around. She like goes into the butterfly area. She's like, how am I outside? I'm like, don't
question
too hard about this.
Also, I love the Courtney also said, wait, you mean the animals I'm catching aren't going into like little cages? And I'm like, no, they're like menagerie. They're like flying around and stuff, and everything is just kind of out in the open, and you can see everything. I thought that was, again, beautiful. It gives you that incentive to collect.
Yeah, the only thing I wish I had was more information about the creatures right there in the museum. Like you get it from Blathers, but you don't, because like she spent a half an hour just clicking on images and.
I think you can. Can you not open up the Creaturepedia?
Yeah, you can look at it on your phone, but I mean, like it'd be nice if right there on the display.
That's fair. That's fair.
Information that he reads and stuff like that. So she also loves that Blathers doesn't like bugs. Spoilers for everyone who doesn't. You know. Blathers does not like bugs, and
which Courtney was like,
loves delivering bugs to Blathers. Like she loves. Yeah.
I love it. I love his offhand remarks. I'm like, I could tell you about it, but I really don't want to.
I really don't want to.
I really don't want to. I'm like, I'll take him off your hands. I really don't want to. And the wife is like, don't owls eat bugs? And I'm like, yeah, that's the point, man. It's the point. That's really the point. Now, the game has been phenomenal. And what's great is it's the early days of the game. And Nintendo has been very good about sticking with a game and patching and adding things. So I don't want to time travel in this game. I'm excited for the seasons. I'm excited for the organicness. Have you been looking at the list of like the fish that are disappearing at the end of March?
I don't keep track of any of that stuff.
So there's little lists out there that
up.
you can look. If you
Sure.
catch a certain fish, you can pull up the Creaturepedia, and it'll tell you, hey, this fish is only available during this season. A good example is the I think the sturgeon is at the end of March. It won't be back you won't be able to catch it till November.
Oh, well then, you know what? I'll catch it. Sylvia put up a link. Thank you very much for the link. Awesome.
There you go. That's a great one. Yeah.
Sweet.
See if you can pull up that link for us so we can put it up on screen.
Here of is that going to work? The picture I put up of my Animal Crossing character talking to Blathers.
Oh yeah.
I'll put that one up. This is a good one, right? So a lot of adult jokes here that people may not recognize.
Facts about your page.
And here she is with the here is Blathers, right?
What a wretched thing.
First thing my daughter did, right? You can see that I customized a shirt for myself, a little Star Wars shirt.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. That's right. Oh, these are your pictures. I just realized you pulled these off.
These are my pictures, right?
Good job.
Tom Nook is a capitalist bastard, right? We need to eat the rich. And look, he looks like a mobster in this shot, right? You can almost see like that wasn't a rhetorical question. Let me be more specific. How is that tent treating you?
He's like, how's it treating you? Is the ground nice and hard? Because I know you want a nice cush bed now, don't you?
It's great.
Your kneecaps.
Your kneecaps. Exactly right. So the minute R got on there, and here's one of the things that I'm just gonna say as a parent, I love this about the game. She was playing my character, but she wanted to play hers, right? And rather than reload and unload, I just built the mirror, and you go to the mirror and you can change everything about yourself without anyone commenting on it. It's not like one of the other characters on the island is going to be like, hey, you look different today. Nope. It's just normal standard behavior. My character is now female presenting, and boom, done. Move on with my life. Right. So, she put on this, I think it's a pink Koopa costume. I don't know. And she went around the island and cut down all the trees, but that's not a hint of it. I should have taken a picture of it. Here's her in the museum. She's so
proud.
She's so proud. She wanted to get that picture in focus. I couldn't. Oh, there it is. The Wendy Koopa. Thank you. Sylvie is coming in, a friend of the show, the expert. And then she also, this won't happen in real life, but it happens right here in my video game. I paid off my whole loan. I'm really enjoying this, right? So she's loving it. I'm really enjoying playing with her. I like watching her create her own games within it, right? She'll run around and chase things. The minute she sees a bug, I see her go right into sneak mode and try to sneak up on the bugs. This game has really grabbed their
game earlier. They all hopped on to one island, and then they played hide and seek, and they're like, come and find me. And then so everyone's running around the island looking for that one person.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so great. I'm like,
I need you can play this local co-op. I just looked up how to do it, so I need to figure out, was Dave Ramsey involved in this game? Why would what do you mean? I don't maybe I don't get it.
Oh, you've got some good villagers. So you've got a peacock
and
a teddy, right? Is that the name of that one? I forgot the name of that
Teddy.
One. That's Teddy.
Teddy's all about working out. So every time I talk to him, he's always like,
you've got a workout buff too. I've got a lion that likes to work out. He's a workout buff.
And that's Phoebe. Phoebe's my Phoenix. She's a little
Phoenix. That's a good one. I want.
She's a little weird, and here we are celebrating Nook's Cranny opening up.
Yeah. So does everyone have a workout buff? Is it kind of like the thing? Is I got Mochi.
A workout buff, loves working out. Yep. Did they name the town Swoleville? Because I really wanted my
Swoleville.
Because I was like, can I vote for that? Everyone went with mine, but there we go.
I love. I saw a couple. The memes have been fantastic so far. I saw someone that named their island Chili's. So when Nook shows up, welcome to Chili's. He's got the little hat. He's got the shirt
flare.
on. He's got the flare shirt on. I was like, yes, it's perfect. Oh man,
mine's the chill spot. I call it the chill spot, which is kind of fun because I totally go on there and chill.
Yeah,
it's good, man. It's good. It's good fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I usually I buy a week one game and I'm like, when am I even going to find time to play this? But I mean, because of this whole event, I'm bonding, taking the opportunity to bonding with my daughter and make memories playing some Animal Crossing together.
Yeah, man. And what's great is you can like write letters in the game. Like that'd be something fun you can do is when you're playing, let's say late at night, and she's already asleep, and you catch maybe something or you find something at night, you can like find it for her and put it in a letter and mail it to her, so that when she
Genius.
hogs on, she'll get mail. She'll be like, "Oh, I got a message, and it's from Dad. Open it up, and here's a present."
Genius. Need to do that right now. In fact,
yeah, so good. It's so good, man. I'm loving it. I like playing it with the wife. I like that she's kind of enjoying and chilling and building her own island. So it's great. Good family bonding. Like I said, it's almost ingenious that it came out. Yeah, welcome to Chili's. There we go. Oh my god,
yeah, it's good. Some story discontinuities, right? Let's talk about the plot holes here in this game just for a second. So I bought a ticket, deserted island package. The island was not deserted,
right?
And Tom Nook's got a big plan to populate it. I don't.
Let's talk about another thing that I thought was hilarious. You bought the mystery tickets, right? So I love that they're like, it's a random, you'll never go to it again. So Tom Nook is running this weird racket of like, hey, we'll send you this island and you're going to go and deforest it. Like
strip it down.
Strip it down of all its minerals and resources.
Flowers. I pick the flowers.
Catch all the bugs. Down.
Sometimes I'm like catch a fish. I'm like, I don't need this.
I don't even need this thing. I got to rip its head off, throw it. I just destroy the fauna.
Meanwhile, you get back to your island. I'm like, let me get these flowers just right. Everything has to be perfectly positioned. And half the time, every island has a person on it. Is that I like always bumping into people who are like,
until the first three.
The first three, okay.
All
right, spoilers. I haven't gotten the ladder yet. I just got the bridge recipe, so
you didn't.
I just got the bridge recipe.
You didn't. So what happens is you'll get it to make one bridge and then it goes away.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
To make the one bridge for the villager that you invited.
So I better pick a good bridge.
Man, let's take a look here. Let's see.
After 3 people you upgrade. That's good to know, Sylvia. You can make the bridges later. Great. Thank you.
Remove. Let's see if I can fix this. We're having some issues with the stream here.
On Twitch? Oh no. Burn it down. So Sylvia, you've got your characters. Do you time travel? How's everyone feel about time traveling? Right. So that's a big controversial thing.
I think the time thing
because it's controversial, and also people are really upset like that they can't time travel to seasons. Right. So they're like, not only do I want to cheat, I want to maximum.
I think that's nice. Right? So
I think it's great.
Before the old games, you could time travel to a new season like Christmas and get the Christmas bonuses. But now they've made it so that it's going to require updates. And again, this goes back to the whole, like, this is a game that's partially online now. Like, you'll never be able to play it without online.
So a Simply Streamer, why did you have to travel in the old games? I never did. I never time traveled. It always seemed like more trouble than it was worth. I just lived the life.
Yeah, that's
granted, the last Animal Crossing I played was the GameCube. Because it was
I don't know if it was so boring. I don't know about that. I mean, are we talking about like
40 minutes and then you went back to GoldenEye? I don't understand. You went back to your other
right.
game.
So this brings up a good point. Let everyone play it the way they want to play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. If you're enjoying the game, then okay, but I don't care for it. And that's a good thing. I agree with that. I think I
think it might have been nice though if we all grew in the game at the same rate, give or take.
Right. Well, and which is I love the fact that Nintendo's like, nope, you're not going to get this stuff until we update it, which means that it's going to keep things for surprises. Like, people aren't going to travel to 4th of July and get the special 4th of July stuff or whatever, or the summer stuff.
Just
and like
launching fireworks
at people in March while the world's burning,
I never give these games my real birthday, for the record. So I put in the 3/24. So I got my birthday present just recently, even though my birthday's not.
Oh yeah,
so I already got my birthday letter and everything. No spoilers. So
no spoilers. So don't tell us what you got. Don't tell us what you got.
Oh my gosh, there are people being elitist about the type of fruit you get. Really?
Yeah. So pears are the one that people hate. They hate pears for some reason. I don't know why, because that actually was the hardest one for me to find. It was the last one I got.
I have pears, oranges, and cherries, and the coconuts. Obviously,
I don't know what's wrong with pears, honestly. I don't get it. I don't understand.
They bring bears.
True. Some people go straight for the invisibility cheats in games just to run amok. Others want to challenge it. Yeah. See, like I I like cheats on certain games.
Pear trees make a putrefaction. It's such a weird thing to get upset about. All right, so I'm missing peaches. I got I started with the best fruit peaches,
which is interesting. That's because your stream
disagree.
partner's got peaches. So I
disagree. I like cherries. Thanks.
I like cherries too.
I like cherries.
I like cherries. I think all of them. I hope
like
maybe later on they'll add more fruit. Wouldn't that be cool? Like later on, like a new fruit happens, like a mango or yeah. Just it'd be fun to like
star fruit, fucking kiwis.
Or
you hate pears now. Here's some kiwis. Everyone's gonna be.
I don't know if peaches are top tier. That's an interesting one. I think everyone likes the peaches because they look like little butts.
Yeah, that's what I assumed everyone loves. While pears are like green lumps, they're just not a very appealing.
Nintendo could have totally made the peach where the thing is turned around and it just has the rim, but they made sure that the butt crack. I mean, Can we talk about the fact that you can poop in the game?
On the squatty toilet, is that yeah.
So and it's actually useful in the game. The whole purpose of the game is you can eat fruit, right? So that's a new feature in the game. You eat fruit and it gives you energy, which allows you to do certain things that you can't normally do. Like
I've accidentally broken a rock, for example.
Yeah, you can break a rock when you eat fruit, or you can dig up a whole tree. You can pocket a whole tree. So you can go to a mystery island and pocket 10 trees of a specific type and then bring them to your island, replant them.
I've had to do that a few times after.
So right, which is nice because sometimes you just want a small orchard or bring 3 or 4 of like an orange tree or whatever. The downside to that is you break your rocks or you don't want to do certain things. So
or you find a tree and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna tap it. I chopped it down.
Dropped it down in one hit. So you have to get rid of that energy. And so the only way to get rid of it is either A, do the action. So every tree you pull up pulls 1 down. You can eat 10 max, or you can go to the toilet. And Nintendo put a full animation. You sit down to the toilet and you're like, and the numbers go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're like, and that's that. And so a little message, that's that. And
that is gonna kill tomorrow.
So you find a toilet, if you've got one already in your game, eat some fruit and then walk up to it and then you sit down. And it's like you'll see it go bloop, 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 bloop. And then all of a sudden it's like that takes care of that. I'm like, oh my God. Like Nintendo, seriously, perfect.
So good.
So good.
So good. I had no idea. Because I was like, what am I going to do with this toilet? Because right now I still have the 1-room house. I'm like, I guess I live in the bathroom. Is that what's going to happen?
People have been putting little dividers, or they've been putting it right in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it outside in front of Teddy's house. That's what I'm going to do. Morning.
read the magazine. The level of customization in the game is also pretty cool. Make your own T-shirts, make your own jackets. I've seen people already sharing. We saw that people had made the PAX jackets.
Yeah, I sent you I tweeted you that link. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Because in my head, I was like, wouldn't it be nice if I could wear like a pack shirt? That'd be pretty sweet.
And the toilet makes the flush sound too.
Welcome. Thanks for watching, Rio. So yeah, totally.
Rio. It's great. There's levels of this game. I mean, just levels and levels of this game.
Folks are creating their own cinematic scenes, right? They're like creating like movie shots,
right,
in their islands.
So eventually, you can unlock a photo island, like Phototopia or whatever, where you can invite other villagers to come and pose, and you can like make little scenes. So that's going to be fun. I mean, there's levels of things.
So like a studio for the
yeah.
Yep. I love it. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh man,
I can because I'm taking it real slow.
I'm taking it real slow, as slow as I can. Even though, and what's nice is I like that you're time locked, right? So like,
holy cow.
Here are all the little designs that you snap, because these were all created with New Leaf, and you can then like import.
So once you get the clothing store, you can bring these clothes in. Right?
You can bring these in. You link them with your phone. You link it with the Nook Link on your phone. You download the Nintendo Switch app, and
on
then
your phone. Okay.
You tie it to your Nintendo, and then once you've got that tied in, before you start the game, when you first see the intro, there's the minus sign for settings, and then that'll give you the option to turn on Nook Link, and it links it with your login that's on your phone, and then now your phone can be used for chatting, so you can use it as to type.
I can type the letters on it.
Yeah, you type the letters on it, as opposed, because some people are playing with it docked, and so you can't pull it out to like type quickly on the screen.
I play with it docked on a big screen with the child. So.
Right. So pulling out your phone is another quick way to
better set it up. That's pretty sweet. I had no idea there was a phone app.
Oh yeah,
it's real forward. Like it's like Covered Wagon or like 20.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't add voice chat in the game, but you can voice chat with the app
and
that's tied to your phone.
How do I add you as a friend?
It's a Switch code. So I have to. So you go to your profile on your Switch. Give me your code.
Oh, so I can't do it in game.
Was once you're there, once you've added me as a Switch friend, then I'll show up on your list, and then you can add me as a best friend. On it's multiple layers of like weirdness.
You know, I do it in Xbox. I like shout at Korean. I'm like, just add him as a friend, and it's just done, right? Like it's not even
friend.
Why is this so difficult?
Again, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back.
It's great. It's a great game, though. I hardly recommend it to everyone who is trapped inside and wants to just live on a desert island for. Everyone's so nice too, and so helpful. And even though you're always owing something to Nook, and he's always putting you to work building his capitalist paradise, you don't
there's parts in the game where you're told to like do all this stuff, like new villagers are coming. Hey, could you do all this stuff for me? You have to use your resources to build all this stuff too.
I know. I'm like, he's like, we're having a drive right now to build the museum or the store or whatever. We just need these materials. People are helping, and every time I'm like, no one else has donated to this. My favorite is when they're like, can you donate all 30 at a time? Because we don't want to.
You can't donate 5 or 6 and let other people fill it in.
Bring in the whole load, and then
also you're limited. So they made this game very time centric, right? Mm-hmm. So you know that if you don't do it before the 5 a.m. cutoff for the next day, if you donate after that, you're going to wait another 24 hours. So, like, example.
That's what happened with my iron nuggets. I didn't get all 30 iron nuggets by the time I went to bed.
Right. So then you have to wait the next day. And then once you got all 30 iron nuggets, you gave them to him. And then you have to wait another 24 hours for
I put bladders to work when the museum finally
Did you have all the animals stacked outside? Like
2 full bags full of animals.
It's just like, you take them all. What was nice is they knew that was going to happen. So they're like, I can now take bulk donations. I'm like, fine, donate all 70 of these.
I did it with ours, so we did it individually, so we could learn about everything we donated, every bug, every butterfly. Wow. So it was like 75 clicks to get it done. Yeah,
nice. Learning experience. Good. I like that.
Well, I mean, why not? If she knows 2 facts about, I can be like, I'm teaching her, right? Yeah. If she learns 2 facts about a shark, I'm teaching her, right?
That's what matters. That's all that matters. That's all you need to win a bar game.
That's right.
That's a random trivia. Like, what? Sharks lay eggs. I got that. Shark eggs. I knew that. I learned that from Animal Crossing.
So anyway, Animal Crossing wasn't the only game to come out, even though it's the only one I played.
So let's go to the other side of the spectrum here. Other side of the spectrum.
Yes, Boom, there we go.
Doom Eternal. Oh my God, such a weird thing. Both of these games launching on the same day. And again, we talked about this earlier weeks, how there was like very cross-promoting social networking. Like you had Doom account tweeting Nintendo tweeting back to Doom, etc. Is Isabella going to be there?
Love between the fandoms, I guess.
Yeah, it was needed. It was like two forms of cathartic play. One, happiness, zen, the other just blowing people up. It's like
you could almost think of it as both of them occurring in the same exact universe, right?
Like everyone's moved on to islands and the Doomslayers killing all the demons on the rest of the mainland.
No, sibling streamer, I disagree. Tom Nook is just an anarchist capitalist devoted to the bells and indentured servitude of his clients, right? In fact, like, I feel like I'm a part of a pyramid scheme, right? Where I show up on an island, I'm like, hey, I'm on a cool spot, chill spot. Just give Tom Nook a call and he'll set you up. And
it's Fire Island all over again.
Before you know it, you owe Tom Nook 5,000 miles. And you didn't even like sign up.
I love that. I love that the first thing you do is he's like, oh, well, you can pay this in miles. And then nothing else is ever paid in miles. And the next house payment is like 98,000 bells.
And when you ask him, he's like, oh no, that was just the first thing. Yeah. My favorite is that I didn't even ask him for a phone, and he like gives you one. He's like, here's a Nook phone. It's got less features. Oh, we'll just add that to the bill. I'm like, wait, when are any of these gifts, Tom?
All right, we're all in Animal Crossing where we're social distancing. How long till we reach the Doom blow shit upstate? Yeah, right. No, totally. I played it.
Is that like next Friday? Are we going to vote first?
Oh God. Tom Nook the crook. That's right. I commend him. I commend him. He's a smooth businessman who brought his and I love his nephews are learning the tricks of the trade.
I didn't know if they were his kids or his nephews.
Yeah, they're his nephews. So Timmy and Tom. But yeah, no, they're great. And Doom Eternal is fantastic, guys. If you could pick this up, I've been reading a lot on this game. First off, of course, it takes place. It's the sequel to the 2016 Resurgence of Doom. But what's been fantastic is the engine is like just everyone's raving about it. It's so optimized. It runs so well on not very high hardware at all. So if you're going to get like the PC version, it doesn't take much to run it. So that's been a big bonus on it. It's the fast, twitchy shooter. Everything feels weighty. Everything's got like the clicks, the everything's just got weight. I don't know how to describe it when you're playing the game. Oh, yeah, I love this. This is like the original intro for the original trailer. This trailer's 2 years old, by the way, which is interesting that you picked this trailer. This is the first trailer that got announced 2 years ago, but the everything is very weighty. All the demons, as you shoot them, like pieces of them fly off.
So like I've been playing Wolfenstein 2, and it turns out I'm not good at these games. I'm just not good at these twitchy shooters as I used to be.
Yeah. It's taken me a little bit to get better and better. I died a few times on stream, and it was like, oh my god, this is brutal. But then you get used to it. It's all about like getting that muscle memory of like movement.
Yeah, I'm a cover shooter guy. I don't know why I can't get into the sort of always be.
And I was always the opposite. When cover shooters became the thing, I was like, I want to run and gun. I want to like walk up and like
rocket down below and leap over the cover. Yeah,
right. Why can't I rocket jump? You mean I can't just shoot a rocket to my feet and propel myself into the air? What's going on here? So yeah, running gunning is my.
I'd rather I pick a position, shoot, hide.
Again, lots of collectibles in the game. Good play value. The multiplayer is getting good reviews. Again, I can't rave about it enough because I haven't played it as much as Animal Crossing, just because I've been playing, like my kids have been watching me play. The wife and me have been playing together. So
Switch, it's just easier.
Yeah. Again, I sit in bed. What's that?
Is it on the Switch? Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal is on Switch. It's launching a little later, but yes, it's coming out soon. And it's going to be great. Like they're optimizing this engine to run on the Switch, which is amazing. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Switch is. I think consistently, I'm surprised at how they put games on the Switch. Yeah. I'm just like, Animal Crossing plays amazingly. I mean, and it's supposed to be a handheld, and I've picked it up in the middle of a game, walk to the bathroom, come back, pop it in. Like it's not. It's spectacular. I'm like, why isn't every system like this? It's become sort of like. Why do I have to be bound to my TV with the Xbox? It's ludicrous, right?
I know, right? Which is interesting. I think we had a conversation at one point where you were like
this. Why can't I just dock my iPhone and it appears up on the screen? Like it should. Everything should be like this.
We're getting there.
The future.
It's happening.
We might not have enough.
We might not have enough time. Oh, we're back to solitude. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow may not come.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep bringing up the end of the world, but here I am. I'm going to bring it up again.
So what else? What's going on, Tim? So what else is going on with let's see. My Facebook is having issues tonight for sure. The stream keeps dropping on them, so I don't know.
It could be standard. Everyone's jumping on to talk to each other. Facebook stuff too. I know. Our parental group is trying to do streams for kids and things like that. Everyone's trying to do stuff. So.
Yeah, Tim. The Facebook it's been in and out. Like I've kicked it off, so I just started it up again, and we'll see how long it lasts before it kicks me off again. But yep. See, Kevin Smith is having issues. The interwebs.
Kevin Smith is having issues. I think we're gonna not be.
See, there it goes. It just dropped again. It says having trouble with Facebook. So yeah, so it's not gonna happen on Facebook. It's gonna be a tough one. I'll link the YouTube video on it. But you guys know that I stream everywhere. So thank you for showing up on the YouTubes. So yeah, let's talk about that. We're all working from home right now. And again, Nintendo Switch services went down, which again, this was on the 17th, so this was last week. This just shows that how many people. That's the first week that everyone was starting to work from home. And I think Steam has pulled in record numbers. That was St. Patrick's Day, right? So it was the week.
First week, yep.
Yeah, and what else? You had Steam hit record concurrent players.
I mean, first of all, can we just ban all headlines are questions? Headlines should no longer be questions, right? Yes, it was. The answer to your question is yes, it was coronavirus. Like, get rid of that. We know what the answer.
We know what it was. Thank you.
It was. It was aliens or a Steam special. It was the coronavirus and everyone working from home, right?
Yeah, working from home.
Dude, you guys, I have so many friends posting pictures of their setups and their rigs, and all of them have video game systems. They're like, "Oh, I'm working from home," and I'm like, that doesn't look like a place where you get work done, fellas. Like, I don't know, ladies, that looks like a place.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, you are definitely might be an anomaly here. I'm going to not speak for cautious. Cautious is cautious, but when I go to work and I come in at 8, I have my coffee. I log in, I start doing some work, but then there's like, there's time between, and there's always like, I feel like out of the 8 hours I'm at work, there's at least 2 of them, 3 of them that their high productivity isn't happening. I mean,
no, I mean, everyone has that, right? So like I will get 4, maybe 5 hours of high productive times.
Right.
And I'm up at 6. So I'm putting in 5 hours before, this way I can be with R later, right? Earlier in the day, because the homeschooling thing is hard to manage, and so that's what we're trying to manage as well. Right. So like it's hard to work with the screaming happy child upstairs even, right?
Right.
And around like, I want to say 1 o'clock, she's coming downstairs to my basement office and being like, hey, when are we hanging out? What's going on? What are you doing? And by then, like, I'm like, oh my God, this is distraction central. I'm not going to get anything done. So I definitely try to be productive. And like, I tease all y'all because I know my limits. If I worked in a space with a switch, I would not work. That's just like, why would I choose this Excel spreadsheet if I've got to like I just would not. I would occasionally I would do this. I would be like, I don't know, work emails. Back to this, like it wouldn't, it wouldn't at all, and it's my basement. So when I'm on a conference call, I'm totally playing around with my Dwarven Forge stuff. I got a beautiful city set up downstairs, right? So like I totally fool around with things, and I don't say I work 24/7, but I hate that feeling of not getting work done at the end of the day. So I definitely like really focus. Yeah, your work PC is also your gaming PC. That's I don't know how you do it. I had a friend who was like, do you have any tips on how to work from home? I'm like, get rid of all your games on your phone. Step 1, you can't have games on your phone, because the minute you go to play a game, you're going to be on Facebook and Twitter, and 3 hours later, you're going to be like, oh shit, I was supposed to get that email out, or I was supposed to do this spreadsheet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Your job is one that requires you to sit and do work at home, right? Like,
let's talk about that gamification of work.
Yeah,
I think you told me about that. You used to do the app. You used to do like what is it? The Perdomo? What is it? No,
Pomodoros. I do Pomodoros like crazy. So
like explain that. Let's talk about that, because that's something we need to talk about as
ability to work. Americans are struggling. I mean, they're learning that the struggle is real while the struggle is already real. Like, it's like I'm talking to. I mean, when people are like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, I'm doing shitty. How are you doing? Like, I don't.
Everyone asks me that. Everyone, I'm like, hey, well, how's it going? They're like, oh, how's it going? I'm like, it could be well, it could be better.
Could be better. Like, what the like? Are you looking to commiserate, or are you looking to brag? Because it's shitty. Like, but it's awful because you've layered on all these experiences all at once, right? Like, we can handle one thing at a time really well, but like homeschooling, working from home, virus outbreak, our moronic presidency, right? Like, all of these things are piled up in our head, creating all these stresses. So one of the ways I focus is these Pomodoros, right? It's not a method I invented. It's supposedly the time it takes to stew a tomato or some shit like that. But it's
just a weird incremental of time. The Italians thought of that one, didn't they? And that's why they're
people's hey,
the tomato, stew a tomato. What?
Yeah, I mean, I get dressed for work, so that's one of the ways I trick my brain into thinking I'm working, right? So I get dressed.
I have to get up and take a shower. I get dressed. I make the coffee. I go downstairs, and then I say I'm going to get 2 Pomodoros done before I look at my phone. And a Pomodoro is basically you set a timer for 20 or 25 minutes, and you say to yourself, I'm going to work on this task for the full time, 20, 25 minutes. So even if you finish the task at 17 minutes, you keep working for 8 more minutes. You find something else to do in that task or some other task you can complete, so that you get your brain clicked into that flow, right? This is the important part for our brains. And this is specifically designed to break the flow and then give you the good stuff. That way you never actually get any work done. So the Pomodoros for me is that. And then I get 5-minute breaks. So you work for 20 minutes or 25 minutes, depending on how insane your Pomodoros get. Work for 25, break for 5, work for 25. Look at that. Man, that's what we pay him the big bucks.
Yeah,
the Pomodoro technique. Yes, set out a task to do, work for 25 minutes, record your progress, take a short break, back to work.
After 4 Pomodoros, you take a full Pomodoro break. So you take a full 30-minute break, and that's where you can, have your lunch, hang out, do other stuff, do whatever you want to do. And there's a bunch of apps that support this. One of the apps I use actually tracks so that, like I have a lot of tasks I have to do every week because I'm an analyst. So like I track them. So I'm like, hey, this task takes me 3 Pomodoros. So I know I have to block out 3 Pomodoros for it, and I know I can get it done in those 3 Pomodoros. Sometimes it takes me 2, and then the other things. So it's named for this. I think it's named for the
sauce. Thank you.
I always see the tomatoes because it's a Pomodoro tomato, right? Isn't that what it is?
I guess so.
So yeah, Rolls. So yeah, you probably have all these tricks to get yourself working because if you're on the road all the time, you could be twitching or playing video games all the time, right? You don't actually bring a console with you, from what I recall, but. That's the brutal part.
The Switch would be probably dead for him. Now that I realize, because he's on the road all the time. He's on.
You can plug it in, right? I mean, you can bring a charger with you. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, so these are the sort of tricks I do.
Have you had to do any tech support for people from working from home?
No, I don't have to do tech support. I haven't. So we had to do a training on web conferences, and I get the impression that
even work ones, even coworkers, because I know that you probably have some older coworkers that were struggling.
I try to. I don't want to say I've dumbed everything down, but I've very much streamlined my delivery system to them so that I don't have to explain things to people. Right. So I'm like, I don't send, like, for example, I don't send people Excel spreadsheets. I send them PDFs, which like you're probably like, oh my God, how are they going to do any work? And I'm like, they shouldn't. I've done my job. I give them the work. If they need the backup data, I'll send it, but they don't
need to edit it. They don't need to touch it. They don't need to break the formula.
Exactly. Because a lot of times people are just dangerous enough to find a single problem to throw everything else out, right? It's like, oh, there's a scrape on the paint. We got to throw out the car, right? The car still works. Why would you throw out the car? But that's often the place when you do data analyst work. If they find one piece of data wrong, they don't want to do it. They want it to be 100% perfect. And I'm like, nothing's 100% perfect, everybody. So this is the sort of things, so I send a PDF with my results, just enough data to keep them, hungry. And then I go on with my day. A lot of interesting people do. Yeah. And,
the PDF method is hurtful and awesome.
I hate what people do to me because I'm like, give me
the data. I need the raw data.
Analyst. How am I supposed to work with PDFs?
You can't break them down. I mean,
Well, fax me work, but for everyone else, I send them PDFs.
You're the jerk. I love it. I love it.
But anyway, gamification at work. Yeah. So I try to beat my Pomodoros. What else do I do? A lot of my functions is timers. I have a shitty 2-monitor setup downstairs. I just bought a new monitor that's taking forever to get here because Amazon's delaying everything. But,
yeah.
But that's the sort of stuff I do, and it's all about tricks. It's all about tricking your brain to get into that flow so you can do work.
So that's one more thing that I want to. There's 2 more topics I want to talk about before the end of the stream here. One, I want to say thank you to anybody who's still working that essential job.
Yeah.
The delivery guys. I know we have one that was on the stream earlier. Don't know the FedEx, the UPS, the Amazon guys. You guys are keeping this country going.
Grocery workers, the janitors, everyone that's doing
the janitors, the teachers that are having to like create, like, all of a sudden the school districts, instead of closing, are going, we need to do online now, and are having to create whole systems. They're like patching together using Google Hangouts and like.
Our teacher just spent 25 minutes reading a book to our kid, like one-on-one on FaceTime. Yeah. She was like, call me on my phone, we'll do FaceTime. I'm like, great, awesome. So that's what we're doing now.
It's the new world is here. We can't go outside. So yeah, that's important. I think that needs to happen. Another thing that I want to reemphasize to people, and
let's just talk about the people who are running mass transit, right? Essential work, getting the people who have to do essential work to their jobs.
So you're dealing with a family member of the show used to do that. Used to be part of the mass transit system, and I know that she's retired now. But I can imagine, like, it's
my mom.
Yeah, your mother. You outed yourself, not me. I wanted to be sure.
She'd be thrilled to know she's being talked about.
Yeah.
She worked in transit. She went through the whole 9/11 thing down in New York City, right? And now she's retired. But yeah, so yeah.
No, thank you. Sure. Yes, you work at. Yeah, it's been heck. You work at Whole Foods. I can only imagine. My mother works at Kroger, and it's like it's been crazy. My wife is a teacher, so you'd be surprised how many things are essential when you don't think about it. Heroes, American heroes, absolutely. But there's another thing that I want to talk about is the food industry. Right now, it's hurting. Groceries might be considered essential, but there's blue collar workers, people that are your wait staff, people that are cooks and chefs that aren't getting paid. A lot of those individuals they get paid lower wages because they split tabs, and now they're not getting full tabs. A lot of restaurants have had to cut their wait staff,
or just close completely.
But most of them have attempted to do the delivery. Chili is the way that they're doing it. Again, that's a big chain, but they're getting their wait staff and going, hey, if you guys want to deliver for us, we'll do it. And so they're taking delivery fees. A company that's never done delivery before is now doing actual delivery, which is, again, you gotta bob and weave, adapt.
Chili's going to be back after this?
I don't know why,
all these places that are highly leveraged, I'm going to have a lot of problems. But yeah, I mean, it's a barber, Westcott Barbers, man. I don't want to call out his name, but he texted me and was like, hey, I've got to close on Saturday. Do you think you could buy some gift certificates? I actually had an appointment with him this week to get my hair cut, right? Which is why I'm a
So it's funny you mentioned that. I threw $20 on my barber in Houston that I don't even use anymore. And the only reason I didn't do that for my barber here is because I don't have her number, because I've been going to the barber directly and I need to find her number. So I've been frantically looking for her on Facebook. I've been like, I need to find her. I want to send some money because I know that these are service industry.
All the folks out there struggling, like, we know it's brutal. Like, some of us have the luxury and privilege of being able to work from home.
Right.
Some of us are essential and have to risk our lives out there doing, or risk our health out there doing these sort of things. And then there are folks who honestly, their jobs are disappearing or will disappear or are in danger of disappearing, and do your best for them, right? So, like, my wife and I are talking about who do we want to buy gift certificates for? Who do we want to make sure to order from? And, we're not going to order from Taco Bell anymore. We're not going to order from these places anymore. We're going to order directly from the local places or buy a gift certificate so that, come non-isolation time, which will hopefully come, we can go out and enjoy ourselves. And if those places don't come back, well, then it's charity, right?
So that brings me to my other side of the coin on this conversation is go find your local video game store. Go find
Syracuse, play the game story up.
Play the game, you read the story. Voltage Games in Syracuse. There's a bunch of them here in the Dallas area. The one in Denton that I'm a big fan of, Freaks and Geeks. They just posted a really sad stream up saying that they've got enough money to pay their staff till April. Yep. And they're going to do that, but they're closing the doors down. They have to close their doors down. They're opening up they've got a Patreon that they're doing, that they reluctantly did it. But they're doing it. They're doing a Patreon. They're going to do a GoFundMe as well on request, but they didn't want to do it. They've got their eBay store.
A store that sells services. You don't want money donated to your business, like
right. So they've got goods. They're like, we've got our eBay. We're opening up a Mercari store. We're going to be selling our goods on there, try to like make ends meet and still pay their staff. But these smaller stores, like you said, GameStop might survive this in some way, shape, or form. They're big enough that they could close half of their stores and still be around, but they don't care about their employees. Is kind of what I'm getting at. They can just rehire. It's these smaller stores that are mom and pop stores that have one or two stores maybe, and they've got an employee and they're fans. These are the people that know the games. They treat you right. They're not forcing that power up rewards, membership constantly when you walk in, and they're having to close their stores down, man. So like I've been hurting. I've been seeing the posts. I've been seeing the local restaurants saying, hey, come and order from us. We're doing delivery or we're doing curbside pickup. Do that. Yes, I don't want you going out. But I do want you consuming in some way, shape, or form as you normally would have. If you would have eaten 3 times a week out and you're still got the money to do so, do it. Yep. Just order to go pay and then tip.
I'll get my pizza from the local spot. So that's what I did it Friday. They were happy to see me. All the chairs were up on the tables. It was it's pretty.
I did the same thing on Friday. We went to a taco place and everything was like on the chairs, tables. Everything was scooted out of the way. Everything smelled like fabuloso because it was a Mexican food place. And I was like, fantastic. Ooh, I know this place is clean. They
drag out the abuela to do it. That's exactly
right. Domino's doesn't need the money, but Joe's Corner Pizza,
locals places, if you can, do your best. Because honestly, after all this happens, the Walmarts, the Trader Joe's, and the Amazons are still going to be around, right? But the Voltage Games and the Joe's Pizza spots and the Westcott Barbers are not. Right. are potentially not going to be able because they don't have the capital to last 6 weeks closed, right?
They don't. So
and pay their employees, right, which they're going to try to do. They got to do both. So if you get money from the government, right, cross your fingers, or you figure out a way to do something, or your taxes are delayed, right? So procrastinators rejoice. We don't have to file our taxes for a little while.
Yeah.
Gig that money to help folks out.
Gig work, Uber drivers. A lot of those guys have had to switch over to do the Uber Eats and do the Grubhub and do the Diner Dash. My dad is like frantically getting, like, he's already been signing up. He's been doing Uber for a long time now, for over a year and a half now, and he's like, well, now I'm doing food delivery, and so please order. Yes, you might pay an extra $5 for that burger, but it went to somebody. Like, the money actually went to someone's pocket to kind of continue the funds and keep that economy going. So
just do your best to help the local economy, right?
Yeah, help the local economy, guys. And that I get off my soapbox there. I just wanted to be sure that is said.
Be healthy, wash your hands, practice safeness, check in on your neighbors, right? Just text them and make sure they're doing all right. Because a lot of us don't really like. I was telling a friend that isolation is okay until suddenly it's not. Right? You're doing all right. You're coasting by, you're floating, and then you're suddenly drowning. So please reach out, chat, talk, make sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, because these traumas build and you don't even know it's a problem until suddenly you can't get out of bed. Right. So and we all have that problem. So be kind. We love you. Do well. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Episode 70 is in the can. I appreciate you guys. See you next week. Love you.